Wednesdays. And every Wednesday I make my picks. Every Friday I put out my picks videos as the professional gambler, but he's taking the week off this week. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to take a scientific perspective on how these NFL matchups are actually going to break down. So I actually brought in a professional zoologist. He specializes in large hoof stock, and his hobby is to really study birds, ornithology, etc. Please welcome zookeeper John Scaramucci.
Hey, John.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Johnny,
I'm doing excellent.
thanks for coming on the walk-on. I appreciate you doing that. I thought you had a helmet you were going to wear today.
Oh, well, you said it's on the Props Network, so I got some props together.
Oh, yeah?
Got the safari hat. Got the rhino here.
Oh, wow. You got it all. That's a pith helmet. I think I gave you that.
Great mug.
I got you that pith helmet. I bought it from a really nice guy with a lisp. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I believe it was a present for my future as a zookeeper because you thought that's what zookeepers wore.
And, I understand. I don't know why you aren't wearing it.
I mean, I can put it on. Let's do it for a little while. See how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, you look great. And okay, so it's NFL Week 11. We've got a good slate, and you know what? I can't figure out where to put my money. So I figured I would talk to my personal National Geographic, which is you, and figure out which way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it is Wild Wednesday. So let's go to Wildlife Wednesday for this NFL week.
Okay, so let's get started with the Thursday night game. We've got a rematch. The NFC West crown is kind of at stake in this one. Apologies to the Rams because I think they're losing to the Buccaneers. We have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks, they're favored by 3 points.
They are, which they didn't give us the half. They didn't give us the 3.5 that you like so much.
I love the 3.5. We didn't get it, but in this instance, yeah, well, you know what? I don't know because I'm going to go with your advice on these mascot matchups. So break that down for me, starting with Arizona.
All right, so we're going to break down some stuff. It's kind of like a mental exercise. Let's see if we can get the juices flowing. So we'll do some animal stuff, and maybe something will click for the bettors out there. So we'll start with the Cardinals. Big Red is their mascot.
Ooh, that was a nickname I gave my mom in high school. She did not like it.
No.
She didn't. She did not. So it's a northern cardinal. That's the kind of bird.
Okay, so northern cardinal, is that like maybe 6-8 feet? How big are these cardinals?
Yeah, so we'll break it down. We'll give you some metrics to look at. So body length, so how tall they are with their standing, about 8 or 9 inches.
Okay.
Wingspan 9 to 12 inches, and weight about 2 ounces. It's a mid-sized songbird, so exactly like Kyler Murray.
If this cardinal throws a Hail Mary, they will also have to turn around and see the result on a scoreboard.
Yes.
Okay, so they're Kyler Murray sized. Is there anything in their attitude that you might like in this matchup?
Absolutely. So even though they're pretty small, they're incredibly fierce.
Ooh.
The food that the Cardinals eat is primarily seeds, which are a pretty hard food item to eat. So their beaks are incredibly strong. So their bite force, they can give about 12 to 13 pounds of bite force in a very small area. So you can imagine putting a 12-pound weight on your hand on top of a golf tee. That wouldn't feel too hot. So it'd be pretty powerful. So if this was about the same size as like a big predator, they would have a bite force that's even bigger than a T-Rex.
Whoa.
That is fun.
We're impressed here.
It's intense.
And okay, so they like seeds, and by visiting Seattle, they're trying to plant the seeds for a home playoff game. And is there anything with like them being territorial? I know they protect their house. What do they do with their rivals?
They do. And so one of the ways that Cardinals kind of display that they own a certain territory is actually through their song. So even though it's pretty to us to hear, to another Cardinal, that's basically like them trash talking each other nonstop. So this is our house. And I think a player that pretty well exemplifies that is Patrick Peterson. I feel like he's kind of the cardinal on defense. And I
True.
think he and DK Metcalf have some history as well. He's locked him up the last few times that they've met.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good. That's good zoologic analysis. And you deal with rhinos at your day job, so you're locking up beasts the size of DK Metcalf every day, and maybe Patrick Peterson can do that tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And okay. So on the other side, a Seahawk is not a real animal, right?
Correct. It is absolutely not a real animal, but what it generally describes is an osprey. So an osprey is a large raptor.
What, a
they're
raptor?
native to a lot of different areas.
Okay,
Was
cool.
that right?
No, that was cool. I never thought it was a raptor. I thought it was like a bird of some sort.
Yeah, a bird of prey. They're called raptors.
Cool.
Like that roller. You're an Ohio guy. Like the roller coaster at Cedar Point. That's the raptor because you emulate the trick of a bird of prey.
That is cool. It is a scary ride.
And they got
I've
the
thrown
claws
up.
and everything on that ride too, I believe.
Yeah, I've thrown up a couple times on that.
I'm scared of any ride. I hate roller coasters. Hate scary movies. I had to pause Invisible Man and finish it in the daytime. It's tough out there.
Yeah.
I don't think
Right
that.
on. So-
I don't think you wanted me to talk about Elizabeth Moss here. So we'll move on. So how big are these ospreys?
So the osprey is a lot larger, obviously, than a cardinal.
Yeah.
Body length about 20 to 26 inches. Wingspan over 50 to 71 inches.
Whoa,
That is a house.
I think I got osprey. Osprey's almost as long as
do.
my wingspan.
Yeah, right.
They have an incredible wingspan.
Every
But oddly enough, they actually don't weigh that much.
No.
Only come in at about 2 to 5 pounds.
How can you have how can you have that wingspan? I'm just baffled.
who weighs more per inch, an osprey or bull?
I'm going to go with Bull on that one, but just
Pretty
by a
close.
hair.
Pretty close there, yeah.
And so I'm guessing these ospreys, they eat up smaller birds. The cardinals are going to be toast.
So unfortunately, that is not the case, Joel. These animals are very specialized hunters. Brian, are you ready for a word of the day here?
Love it.
Piscivore.
Piscivore. Okay.
Yeah, these are animals that specialize in just eating fish, and that is what an osprey does.
Whoa. How are their talons? They got talons on those?
They do. So like other birds of prey or raptors, they have huge talons on their claws. One of the cool things with an osprey that is different than a lot of other birds is they actually have a reversible toe.
No way.
They do.
They're
So instead of going 3 and 1, they can actually go 2 and 2 with that claw to hold onto the fish a little bit easier.
So they're a pescatarian. They like to show off that they're double jointed. I feel like I'm back at another douchebag hipster party.
So John, let's say if Khalil Mack tried to tackle an osprey, is that possible? You think he could tackle?
I mean, if he was on the ground, sure, but that's not where ospreys like to hang out. They're really good at soaring.
Yeah.
And then when they do see a fish, they can actually hit speeds of about 40 miles per hour when they actually hit the water to actually catch those fish.
Whoa.
So it's a pretty violent impact that they're used to. So Khalil Mack would probably just be easy for them.
Yeah, and that kind of goes with the Seattle Seahawks because Russell Wilson was soaring. Everyone was talking about him MVP, and then he fell down to earth about 40 miles an hour against the Rams last weekend. He saw a fish in the water and those, I'm taking a dive.
And it didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
So cool.
So do these ospreys, do they know it's Thursday? Do they do their best hunting on Thursdays?
I mean, they need to hunt pretty much day after day after day. So for
They
them, like Russ, he's got to just let Russ cook. These osprey have to just go fishing.
Yeah, and just like in the NFC West, the best division in football, you got to hunt day after day after day, or else you ain't eating.
You ain't
Not
eating.
at that postseason table.
No, and it's really important for these teams to really lock this win up because, like you said, this division is up for grabs.
Ooh, and it's getting
Yeah,
cold,
but I
too.
think you can grab it with a talon.
Yeah.
So, given this breakdown, I'm probably going to take the Seahawks -3. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's debatable, but I think I would actually go the other way. I think I'm going to go Arizona.
He's feeling that.
You're picking a Cardinal over an Osprey? That's great. I got to play this back and record it play it for you.
No, he's feeling that magic that they had last week. That's what he's going for.
I think the Arizona Cardinals have a good rushing attack. Kyler Murray makes up a big percentage of that, but they're one of the best rushing teams in football, and Seattle doesn't seem to be able to do pretty much anything on defense these days.
And just to take it away from zoology for a second, I'm sorry, but I've watched every snap of the last 2 Cardinals games, and I've noticed that they get a lot of calls from the zebras. Is there like a alliance in the animal community between the Cardinals and the zebras?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a relationship there.
This segment's so stupid. I love it.
I mean, they're not native to the same area,
right? So they don't help each other out. They're not like eating on the zebra's back, because you do have little insects that do that. They help each out in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're disagreeing there. You're taking the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'll begrudgingly take the Cardinals, even though I don't agree with it. I like the -3 with Seattle, but the Zookeeper has authority.
Go
today.
with the Zookeeper.
All right, our next matchup, we have the Lions are going to be the worst team to ever have a 6-5 record potentially. They're playing the Panthers this week. No Christian McCaffrey. Teddy Bridgewater's a little banged up, and given his horrible history of knee injuries,
don't play.
Alex Smith looks at his lower body and goes, "Ooh, that's messed up." And we have the Lions at the Panthers. Panthers are favored by 1.5. What do we need to know about these Lions?
So Lions, we didn't even talk about the Seahawks' actual mascot. That's Blitz, by the way.
Oh.
So the Lions.
So they're going to need to blitz. They're going to be blitzed to beat that.
Yeah, they should, but they're not. They can't.
They can't.
So.
Yeah.
So the Lions, Rory.
Great name.
Hometown fella here, Rory. African lion.
Okay.
We'll do some metrics on him. Body length, 6 to 7 feet long. That's not including the tail. Shoulder height, about 3 to 4 feet high. Weighing in about 400 to 500 pounds.
Ooh.
And I think the last Detroit Lion to actually weigh that much was Gosder Cherilus. So there are some correlations here.
Right.
Yes.
So what else do we need to know about these lions? In the wild, are the lions, do they have like an awful, short, obese man telling them where to go and what to do and to turn off their music and being like kind of racist?
I mean, essentially, that's kind of what lions do. So the wild, when different males come in, so ordinarily the idea of like one male with a bunch of females, that's the pride of lions. That's actually not really the case most of the time. So usually there's 2 or 3 males that are kind of the pride males, and that's called a coalition. And it's just a pretty good, idea for a football team as well. You want to have a lot of different leaders, not just one. Unfortunately, Matt Patricia also did something that is very lion-like, which is when he came in, he pretty much killed everything and just started over from scratch.
Sure.
Brian, are you ready for the next word of the day?
What do you got?
Infanticide.
Infanticide?
Is that like an antacid you take after eating a baby?
Yes.
Infanticide.
No, when new pride males come in,
Yeah.
they kill all the babies that were there before.
And that is what Matt Patricia did.
That's exactly what Patricia did.
They were a 9-7 team on the under Caldwell. This new guy came in, he killed all the babies. You guys aren't doing this right, Darius Slay. You're a bum. So wow, there are some.
This is scary.
Get out of here, Diggs.
He killed all the babies. He's a real lion.
This is
All
real.
the babies. And another thing that Patricia has is that beard. Darker maned males tend to have a more fit status.
Ooh,
Wow.
you don't understand why he has that status. So it is the zoologic correlation once again rearing its dark ringed head.
Yeah, and on the zoology picks we got in the chat here, you got to bet on the animal that wins in a fight. Otherwise, these aren't real zoology picks.
Well, we know a cardinal beats an osprey, and so these lions, according to this, they're pretty fast. They
are.
They can cover a lot of ground, and that doesn't seem to be the case with this defense.
No, but see, it's also for short spurts, so not an entire season.
Oh, so
Maybe
like
one or
So it's just like the first 3 quarters, and these Lions, they've been playing man-to-man the entire time, so they tire out in their short spurts, and then I bet these Lions give up a lot of fourth quarter leads too.
They do.
Yeah, Joe. No, this is Matt Patricia. This is the Lions. This is so weird.
Yeah, Matt Patricia is a Lion.
Yeah,
And he's gonna be a Lion leader for 5 more years. Ah, geez, kill me. And what else do we need to know about these Lions? Is there anything? What's the tail of the tail?
Yeah, so the tail, they have an interesting thing. So lions have a big poofy black set of fur at the very tip of their tail, but underneath that fur, they actually have what is somewhat referred to as a claw. It's not actually a claw, but there's a piece of keratin, which is what your fingernails are made out of, and it's usually like a spiky little thing. It's completely pointless, pretty much like the Lions' play calling.
Okay, that's fair. And what do we need to know about the Panthers? I see their name, their mascot's name is Sir Purr. Very
Sir
cute.
Purr, indeed. So he was knighted at some point.
He met the Queen.
Yeah, he did.
This Panther has something in common with Paul McCartney.
yeah, that's good. That's good company.
Yeah. So the interesting thing, there is not an animal also called a black panther that doesn't describe one specific thing.
Right. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it usually refers to jaguars or leopards, but since jaguars are another team in the NFL, we can't go with jaguar for here. So we're going to go with a leopard.
And why? What the great militants of the 60s and 70s? No one wanted to correct them. I guess they let the FBI go ahead and do that. Those are the jokes you make when Sam's not in the room. Okay, so what's the size of these Black Panthers?
Well, these are going to be smaller than lions. Their body length is about 5 to 6 feet. Their shoulder height 2 to 2.5 feet, and their weight is only about 80 pounds to 120 pounds, so a lot slighter than those lions. However, they also have a different lifestyle. So whereas the lions have that pride, which is pretty much the only thing the lions have left to play for, the panthers are a solitary animal. So that leopard is a solitary hunter, and they can drag prey up into the tops of trees that can weigh just as much or more than they do.
Whoa. And that's kind of like Matt Rule, actually, because he does things differently. They have a metrical emphasis in that franchise that's unlike any other NFL team. So I see the connection here as well. And they've had some good upsets earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So they're solitary hunters. So we have Rory, we have Sir Purr, and who do we like in this one?
So I actually was thinking I'm liking the Lions.
Oh yeah, I'm with that.
I think the injury bug has gotten to the Panthers a little bit more than they can actually handle. Yes. I assume Teddy Bridgewater's probably hurting more than he's letting on. Even if he starts, I don't know if he finishes the game. In which case, do you guys even know who their backup quarterbacks are?
PJ Walker?
Yeah,
PJ Walker, who played for Rule in Temple.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got 6 guys from Temple. They've got more people from Temple than my bar mitzvah.
Well, that's a good pick. I think that's going to be. This is when you're Joe, right? You're saying this might be the worst 6-5 team because this is an easy game for them.
It should be, but there's no easy game for the Lions. We saw that against Washington last week, and I think we kind of see that with their behaviors. The Lions don't know how to act, which has been true to the Lions since they were purchased on the day of the Kennedy assassination by the Ford family, but that's a story for our historian segment next week. And how about so we're on Cardinals, we're on Lions. In our last game we're going to match up, we have my favorite team to watch, our Wild Wednesday Super Bowl lock team, the Miami Dolphins. They're 3.5-point favorites at Denver versus the Broncos. What do we need to know about these Dolphins?
I love Dolphins.
Their mascot is TD.
Can I asked you, what do we need to know about these Dolphins? And Brian's just like, yeah, I love Dolphins. What's the one fact we need to know, Brian?
They're great. I love Dolphins. And they have a game on Sega Genesis, so come on.
Echo the Dolphin.
Have you
ever seen The Graduate?
Yeah, I think so.
Mike Nichols, he could have done anything after that movie was made. His follow-up was a movie called The Day of the Dolphin about a dolphin that learned how to talk and was just really annoying.
That's bad. What a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, sorry, John. We really wasted.
Why? No. I mean, I think it's a pretty good segue. So we'll talk about their echolocation.
Ooh!
Word of the day, echolocation.
Love it.
And so the way that it works is that they emit sound, and then the thing that they actually have on the front of their head, it kind of looks like that cute forehead that they've got. It's actually called a melon.
Yeah,
and that helps to amplify that sound. That's how they receive it as well.
And when you were studying zoology and you were learning about dolphins and their huge foreheads, did you make excuse me, Professor, does that make them the Peyton Manning of the animal kingdom joke?
I wish I would have. I didn't, but I wish I would have.
Oh my God.
Okay, so are they good with different locations? Because we all know teams have trouble in Denver. How would this echolocation come into effect at Mile High Stadium?
I think it comes down to Tua. So he's off to a great start. 5 touchdowns, no interception. He's really seeing the field well, so he's probably using some extra sense.
Yeah, and you know what?
To find out where those defenders are.
No, honestly, it makes sense because Tua, it's like I've never seen a rookie quarterback have such great pocket awareness. The way he makes room there is it's got to be echolocation.
Yeah, it's all over the field too.
It's
great.
also Brian Flores coming up with good positions to put him in. Chan Gailey's doing a great job with the OC work over there, and I think Tua is taking off exactly where he left it in college. So he's a touchdown machine with very few turnovers, and he's proven that he can do that in the NFL.
And I'm reading your notes. It says baby dolphins are born fluke first. What do the Bears 5-1 start have to do with the Dolphins' birth?
So that fluke first is actually tail first.
Tail first.
And it prevents them from drowning.
What?
And it kind of speaks to where the Dolphins are sitting at their schedule. They really need to win the next 3 games, which are against the Broncos, Jets, and Bengals. Very winnable games because their next 4 after that are Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, Bills.
Ooh.
That's not going to be an easy way to finish off their schedule. So they really need to get these wins in now.
Cool.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And how about on the other side of the field?
On the other side of the field are the Broncos, which technically have 2 horse mascots.
That's too many.
Yeah, that's too many. I pick one.
Yeah, more horses than a Tom Waits album.
So one of them is Thunder. That's a real horse. That's the one that runs around on the field. That's an Arabian. That's what breed of horse he is.
And is this real horse that runs on the field? Is he happy performing for no fans, or does he miss the crowd? Does he miss the cheer?
I'm assuming he probably misses that crowd roar.
Oh wow! So
they can feed on the energy too. I mean, he's out there performing, but
I didn't know they did. That's sweet.
Yeah, but the other one is Miles. Miles is just the mascot, but we're going to assume that he's an American quarter horse.
Okay.
Okay.
How are American quarter horses?
They're excellent. They're about 16 hands high. Brian, do you know how many inches are in a hand?
I don't.
4.
4. Wow.
So it's about 64 inches at the shoulder.
He wrote that down.
All those hands are actually what Drew Lock's receivers need because his completion percentage is about 55% right now.
That's cool.
And do these horses in the wild, do they have a propensity to do the Drew Lock dance?
I don't think so, but quarter horses, which is the American quarter horse, are really, really good at that kind of quick, short burst of movement. So they got the name of a quarter horse because they were so fast over a quarter-mile long race.
Ah, that makes sense. And we saw them get out to a great start. And these horses, are they injury prone? Do they damage easily? Because that's kind of been the story with Denver for me. They've just gone down easily. Like if this Broncos team were actually Broncos, Mile High Stadium would just be filled with Elmers right now.
Yes, they certainly would. I would say another interesting thing here with the Broncos and the American quarter horse and the stable of running backs that they were supposed to have is just a case of just complete and utter underproduction. Obviously, they've had some injury things with Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay, but going into the season, I was expecting this running back crew to really help Drew Lock out, and they've just come up flat.
Yeah, but that's also Drew Lock's been hurt. Melvin Gordon's been hurt. Phillip Lindsay's been hurt. These horses are inconsistent. They're not able to get off to a healthy trot.
Ooh, indeed. Well done.
Okay, so we have these Dolphins. We know they're shrewd. We know they're smart. We know the Broncos. It sounds like they're very good at the things they do, but are kind of limited. Dolphins versus Broncos. Who do we like in this matchup?
I think we have to go Dolphins all the way.
Dolphins all the way.
With that.
Okay, I'm with it. So this week we'll be backing the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Sorry Blitz. We'll be backing the Lions. Sorry, Sir Purr. And then we'll be backing the Miami Dolphins. Apologies to both Miles and Thunder. These are our Zoologic picks of the week. John, thanks for coming on to guide us through our wagers and all of our bets for the week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your rhino.
And I hope you're not a hiscivore.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm an omnivore. I'll take anything around. Yeah.
Yeah, and what am I if I just eat shit on these bets this weekend?
A Lions fan.
Johnny Scaramucci, thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks, John.
Adios.
All right, that was a really fun segment. Then you can only find stuff like this at the Props Network, thepropsnetwork.com. It's not just the home for our football wagers / animal bets. It's the place where bets begin. No, the Props Network isn't a sports book. It's where smart bettors and new players go before the sports book. Why? Because the Props Network has a few things that all bettors need. Exclusive sign-up bonuses, reporting on weekly promos, free betting picks, and live odds comparison for every football game. A visit to thepropsnetwork.com before placing a bet guarantees that you'll be wagering with the best available bonus and getting the biggest possible payout when your bets hit. This week at the Props Network, you'll get $30 free bets, no deposit required from Unibet Sportsbook, 4 risk-free bets up to $1,000 at PointsBet with code BONUSPROPS, and up to a $1,000 signing bonus from DraftKings Sportsbook. You can get all these deals and more at thepropsnetwork.com. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Well, this has been the wildest of Wild Wednesdays, and there's only one way we can truly do it justice. Here, as always, gracing us with his presence, the great one, the wonderful guy, the roast ghost himself. Say hello to Eli.